Well, Higher Education and Training Minister Nzimande is currently making his submissions at the Fees Commission in Pretoria. Nzimande is outlining government's efforts to fund poor students. The minister says government has been funding every student, poor or rich. Nzimande says government has done this through subsidies for the running of universities. He says these government subsidies benefit every student in higher education. The minister also thanked the Fees Must Fall movement for highlighting various higher education funding issues, such as the case of the so-called missing middle. The minister is scheduled for the whole day at the commission and will answer various questions from evidence leaders. Well, for more on this, we crossed our reporter Sipho Steerman, who joins us live from Centurion. Sipho, good afternoon to you. A lot of time being spent there on the issue of TVET colleges and the turnaround strategy for these institutions.
Yes, a very good afternoon to you and our viewers at home. Indeed, there was a lot of time spent on the TVET colleges sector because the minister mentions that the university sector cannot be expected to absorb all the students alone, in that the TVET sector, it needs to be improved, especially its status, because it is often seen as a third grade choice for students and not necessarily as a first choice for students. And part of the strategy that the department is trying to work on is to improve the status and qualifications that are offered in the TVET sector, so it can relieve some of the pressure from universities that have to now absorb additional students, and that comes at a cost. But also the minister also spoke a lot about the efforts that government has done in funding, such as the money that has been put into NFSA's funding. He actually quite bemoaned how government has been treated throughout these protests by students, saying that the country seems to have forgotten the efforts that government has put into the higher education sector, stating a figure of 2.6 million students having been funded by NFSAS, saying that he believes that NFSAS has actually been the biggest single contributor to the rise of the black middle class in the country. So we are currently now on a break, lunch break, but it is really just about stating what government has done so far, and also mentioning what they've been saying for quite a long time, that they believe that those who can afford must pay. And then also there was a lot of effort put on the NFSAS model that currently, as it stands, of course, students, once they start working and receiving a certain pay grade, they need to plow back. And he had mentioned that that system works for the country, that if you have been funded by NFSAS, then you need to give back so that other students can also benefit through the system, and saying that they are not necessarily considering scrapping NFSAS as a loan system, but rather it is essential that students pay back after they've been funded by NFSAS.
All right, Sipho, thank you very much for that update. We'll leave it there. And as you say, they are on a lunch break, so we'll get more updates when they return. Sipho Steerman live from those Fees Commission hearings in Centurion.